I told myself I'm not going to cry, so I'll try to save that for later. Every time I come here, I'm reminded of the first time. When we had lived in Sharon, I remember driving to work, I guess you could say, and just worshiping the Lord and just praying. And the first time, I just started to cry. I just started to bawl. It just seemed like what was ahead was too big. I remember my mom saying, like, well, how do you expect to build a church or breathe life in it? How is that done? And I don't know. By God, I hope. Because just the weight of everything that was on me, the changes, and I just cried before the Lord and said, I can't do it. There's nothing I can do, Lord. But you need to do it. I said, it's way out of my power, way out of my control. And I just want to thank you all for being here with my family, watching my kids grow and taking care of them and getting them gifts and just loving on all of us over these last 3 years. So I thank you for that. Do you want to thank them as well?
Thanks. Inspired.
Yes. That's his speaking in tongues. He's led by the Spirit. Or by his dad. So we're going to be in Exodus 14 today. It'll be on the screen if you want to follow along. But this is actually, Jackson wanted to preach, and I said, well, what do you want to preach on? He said, let's do Moses. And he said, I love the story of Moses. And so I pulled up my Bible and I started going through it. And I was like, wow, this is really applicable to the situation and to the future and the unknown. Do you want to give us the background?
Well, so far, Moses has taken the Israelites out of Egypt, and they're now in the wilderness with the Egyptians chasing them, pretty much.
Yeah. So this is right after the plagues, and right after experiencing that freedom. But as they're leaving, they get to the sea, and all hope seems grim. It seems like the future is no more. That their past is going to catch up. The Egyptians are going to catch up to them. So Jackson, you can go ahead and read the text.
As Pharaoh approached, the people of Israel looked up and panicked when they saw the Egyptians overtaking them. They cried out to the Lord, and they said to Moses, "Why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't there enough graves for us in Egypt? What have you done to us? Why did you make us leave Egypt? Didn't we tell you this would happen while we're still in Egypt? We said, 'Leave us alone. Let us be slaves to the Egyptians. It's better to be a slave in Egypt than a corpse in the wilderness.'"
It's a pretty depressing outlook that the Israelites have here. But really, it's one I can relate to. I don't know about you. Where you get to that point and you say, "God, why did you do this? Like, it doesn't make any sense." So this is going to be my third time moving 2,000 miles. And it gets a little easier every time. So I think by our 10th and 11th, my wife will know, shaking her head. This is the last time. Even when I was driving here that day and I was crying and I just felt like, what are you doing, God? How is this even possible? I mean, when we left Oregon, the fear was immense. We had no place to stay in Beloit. Marcy had no job, and the church job was enough to maybe buy us a meal a week. And everything seemed so large, too large for us. And I don't know. I just remember the fear, but everything was moving too fast to be scared. Do you ever have those days where everything is just going a mile a minute and it's hard to find peace? And I was scared. My wife was scared. Jack, were you scared coming out here?
A little bit.
What were you afraid of? What was your fear?
I was kind of afraid of making new friends, getting into school, because everybody's different, and that means I'm different. So
It seems like your fear was in your identity, because you don't know, who you're going to be in the future. We always look forward, and we always get scared, because it's an unknown. It's easy to look at our past and go, okay, I know who I was, I know what I did. Like, the past always makes more sense than the future does. And that's what's going on here in Israel. They're like looking back and they're saying, yeah, we were slaves, but we knew that. I mean, sometimes we look at our past and we go, well, yeah, it's probably just, we know what the enemy is. We see him, and they're bearing down on us right now because we're trying to move forward, we're trying to grow, and it seems like the enemy likes to attack us when we're moving forward. And I know at Gateway, I'm sure you feel this now, we don't know what the future's going to look like here. We don't know what God has planned. And so you look into the unknown, and I really hope you see hope. Because I know God has a lot of hope. Continue on in verse 13.
But Moses told the people, don't be afraid. Just stand still and watch the Lord rescue you today. The Egyptians you see today will never be seen again. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm.
How's that for advice? Stand still and watch the Lord rescue. Just stay calm. I know as tears were running down my face, as everything seemed too large, like it was impossible. Over the last 3 years, I have seen the Lord here. I have seen him grow me, to grow Jackson, to grow my whole family, to grow each of you. And it's been really amazing to watch, because the Lord prepares a way for us. There's nowhere in the world you can go where the Lord hasn't already been. He is always preparing. He is always working. When we left, when we got in the car, like I said, no job, no home. We had no clue what we were doing. By the time we got to, I think, Idaho, Marcy had received a phone call that she had a job this year. By the time we had got here, I was frantically looking for apartments. We were living with my mother, because when you finish college, that's the first thing every college graduate does, is move back home. And all the apartments I called in Beloit, they said, well, we have something opening up in October. And I said, well, my wife's a teacher, so we need to be there in September. Like, hello? It's not going to work. And so we drove down one time and we looked at an apartment that wasn't going to be open until the end of September. And as we were driving around, we were praying, and we decided we were going to go look at Marcy's new school. We had never been to Sharon. And so we drove out there, and we pulled into the metropolis that is the town of Sharon. And over the horizon, there was this one large building, and in Sharon it looked like a skyscraper. It was 3 stories high. And I go, well, that looks like apartments. And I said, well, let's just stop. Let's just pull in. And so we pulled in, and I walked in, and I said to the lady, I said, we're looking for an apartment. Do you have anything? And she goes, actually, I had one on hold for a lady for the last few weeks. And she just called me this morning, about an hour ago, and said she's not going to be able to do it, her job change. And she said it's move-in ready right now. And God took care of it. He prepared the job, He prepared the apartment, He prepared everything. He found us a house a month later. He stepped ahead, and now looking back, it's like, wow. I mean, I can praise report. We already have an apartment in Washington, so that's a whole load off our back. That God has already started preparing a way for our next step. So praise the Lord on that.
Amen.
But it's amazing that we have all these fears, but then as we look forward, God prepares a way. And I know for Jackson, how did He prepare you when you got here?
Well, when I got here, I started going to a school that was pretty much out of state, because we were in Wisconsin, but I went to school in Illinois. So I thought I probably would, even when we move, we would probably move closer to Mom's school, which is still in Wisconsin. And when we moved to our neighborhood, I thought, we're close to Mom's school, we're close to my school. I don't know if any of my friends are going to be here, or someone from Mom's school. So, and then, well, when I went to school, I came home when we first started moving in, for sure, and next thing you know, one of my friends from school is right next door to me.
I remember we were out and I was talking to the dad, and he said, well, let me go get my wife and kids. And I said, okay, I'll get my wife and kids. And all of a sudden Jackson walks outside and he looks and he's like, hey, I know you. And it turned out there's a lot of kids on our street in our neighborhood that he goes to school with. And I loved it because it reminded me when I was a kid, and when you wanted to see your friends, you had to go and knock on a door. You didn't call first, you just showed up, and our neighborhood is definitely that way. You just knock on the door, or if you see them playing outside, you play with them. And so, like Jackson's fears, God prepared a way for him, for the future, taking care of him. I mean, isn't it just stand still, watch as the Lord rescues you. As we look forward to the future, we know the Lord is working. He is preparing a way. But it doesn't stop there. And I think this is where a lot of Christians struggle. Because they think, well, okay, I'm gonna stand around and I'm gonna let God do the rescuing. But there's more to it, Jack. If you want to continue on. Yep.
Then the Lord said to Moses, why are you crying out to me? Tell the people to get moving. Pick up your staff and raise your hand over the sea. Divide the waters so the Israelites can walk through the middle of the sea on dry ground.
Don't you love the Lord? He's like, what are you doing talking to me? Get moving. Come on. Like, I can't do everything. I can set the path before your feet, but unless your feet are going to move, you can, what are you going to do, stand there? It reminds me of the story of when Jesus ascended into heaven. What did the disciples do? They stood there. They're like, oh, okay. That was pretty cool. He just like walked to heaven. I don't know. What are we supposed to do now? Let's just stand here. And God had to send angels to kind of prod him. Come on, get moving. He told you to do something. And so I asked, what is God telling you guys to do? Because that's the amazing thing about the story of God is He's already equipped each one of you with everything you need to fulfill His plan. To move forward in His plan, He's already given you it. But we seem to live in a culture nowadays of lukewarm Christians, where people just get so caught up in being comfortable in Christ. I had a conversation with a friend from school this week, and it's been weighing on my heart because this guy it's a guy I look up to. He's a little older than me, and he had graduated before I even got to school. And so he was working at the school, and he was a youth pastor, and he was doing, all this great stuff. And I'm like, oh, so jealous. Like, you are where I want to be. You look at what you're doing for God and how God's using you. And he told me, he said, I'm so glad you got this Centralia job. I'm so glad for you. He said, I prayed about it, but God didn't put it on my heart to do it. But I did. He said, it's been hard. I've applied to 3 other jobs in the last year. And he said, I haven't gotten any of them. And I've been thinking about it because I have a lot of friends that I went to school with who went to school to be pastors and graduated. And a lot of them are sitting at home doing nothing. I would like to. But it's like they want to be a pastor and they want to follow God, but they're just having trouble leaving their comfort zone. To step out, to take a chance, to have crazy enough faith. It's funny because if you look at the city of Eugene, where the college is, and so everybody comes there to go to college, and it has probably the most open Bible churches in any city. Because people graduate and then they don't want to leave, they like it there, so they plant a church there. And there's enough churches there's enough people there. But it's the same thing with the disciples. God didn't just leave them in Jerusalem. James, the brother of Jesus, was the pastor in Jerusalem. All the other disciples went somewhere else. And they took the word and they had to step out. And they had to actually follow. They actually had to step out. They had to show action. And I know with Marcy and I, our coming here, I remember talking to Kim and Cheryl. And I applied for the job, but I didn't think anybody was stupid enough to hire somebody right out of school who had no experience. I thought nobody would take a chance on something like that. But in the same way, I'm sure you guys felt that, who's gonna come across the country, or who's God gonna bring us that. And so I think back, and it was a lot of taking chances on each other. And sure enough, I see that God had his hand here the whole time. And now the people that are here, the people we've met, it's going to be hard because it's like leaving all my grandmas and grandpas. It's all the people that I love and become family. I'm still waiting for the legal paperwork to change our names to Higaman -DeJanes. Because you've all been such family to us and meant so much. And I know that moving forward, for me, I'm going to have courage to step forward and step out and know that for us to go ahead and make new friends and make new people, it's going to take work. We're going to have to let ourselves out. I know for Jack, you made a lot of friends here, but how are you going to make friends in the new area?
Well, I honestly could maybe join a sports team because I have friends in my class actually that are on a sports team. They told me they've met really good friends of theirs on the team, and I also want to maybe go to the park more because I met one of my bestest friends at the park.
See, it takes putting yourself out there. It takes getting out of that comfort zone. I told my wife, I said, you know my perfect church? I would put cactuses in all the seats. Just to make everybody uncomfortable. Because when you're following God and God is working and God is growing you, it's always this feeling of being just a little bit uncomfortable. It's always out of your comfort. That's where the growth happens. So if you look under your seat right now, I just... yeah, I know for you, seeing, I know Mike's gonna step out of his comfort zone and try to get up here and preach. I know Cheryl and Kim and Deb and the leadership team are all going back to that serving, that people of action, and there's room for everyone here to step up and lead this church into the future. There's so much a role that all of you play in the body of Christ, and as we leave, I know God will still be here, and He'll still be leading you. He's just going to say, "Come on, let's get up, let's move." Let's move. Let's do it. God has great things. There are so many people in Beloit that have yet to hear the gospel. They have yet to know. They have yet to be encouraged. There are those people who are comfortable that we need to cattle prod. Maybe show up and buy everybody their own cattle prod, and they just go out in the neighborhood and try to get Sunday morning, get people to church. I know from my family and Marcy and everyone, you give us hope. We were so afraid to come here, and you guys were the light of Jesus shining before us. And I know for the next pastor and for the future, and even for each of you, this really is I don't like the term family church, but this church really is connected like that. Because even more so because, especially in Wisconsin, we're kind of stuck with our family, but our friends we choose, and we choose to be a part of each other. And so for that, I thank you. You want to add?
Welcome, Jackson. Someday you might be a pastor of Jackson. You gotta start speaking up now.
Well, when I first walked in this building, when we first moved here, I thought, this is different. Everybody's older than me. I don't know if I'm gonna fit in.
Hey, didn't nobody welcome you with love? Is this the nursing home?
But now that I'm here and I'm more connected with all of you, I feel like family. I feel like I can fit in.
You feel like you could, or you feel like you are fitting in?
We are fitting in.
You're been here 3 years.
Trust me, he still likes to go over to all of your houses more than he likes to stay at ours.
Why is there been to our apartment?
But yeah, I know as God prepares us for the future, it doesn't end here. This is a day of a new beginning, of a new rejoicing in Jesus and working in all of us. So